We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove, bringing you news with nothing to lose. Mike, Nick, Tony, Wayne, Method Man, we bring the pain. Hey, see, I'ma confess it. We under the pressure. If you looking to find us, we them nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but Niners. We nothing but we them nothing but Niners.
Click, click, boom! What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we are here to bring you guys another Power Hour, man. This is going to be a great show. We have a lot to discuss, and check out all the people that are looking. Look at you guys, just anxious inside the chat, man. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, man. Some of y'all been here for a minute too. Don't think I don't notice, man. The show started at 6:30. The first one I saw in here was from Mark Carter at 5:30. So Mark holding it down, man, sitting tight, man. Breezy, what's going on, big dog? How you doing, man? What's up?
I'm doing great, man. Just trying to recoup after this little hurricane windstorm we had. It was crazy, man. Trees and I see my neighbors' trees fell in my yard, but they ain't knocked on my door yet. But they gonna get a bill soon if I got to go out there and cut the trees. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They stopped by for everything else. But
that's just been crazy, man. I hear you, man. I hear you. And I down, huh?
I said just recouping, man. Just trying to, get stuff back to where it was. And I missed a lot of the news that was going on today, but I'm all caught up, so I'm excited to do this show with you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. And we got Nick down there. He's on mute. Let's take Nick off of mute so we can hear my guy. Let me see, unmute Mike. Can I do it? Oh, he's got to do it himself. It says. Nick.
What up? What up? What up?
Do I have the angle right? I haven't had to look down yet. Do I got the angle right? Am I on it?
Somewhat. How you doing up there?
Yeah, there we go. What's going on, Playboy? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, man? I'm feeling all right. A little frustrated, aggravated, and shit, but for the most part, things are good. And just trying to bear out like Breezy was saying with this storm, man. Had a huge tree from my front yard fall. Well, the township tree. Luckily, it went the other way. I mean, not luckily, but it landed on my neighbor's house, and power's been out. Pole is snapped, just laying in the middle of the road. Can't get my truck out of the driveway. Can't do anything. All the wires are down, but still here, man.
Yeah, the good thing is that everybody's safe. Nobody got hurt. Anything as far as property damage, structural damage, that stuff can be replaced and repaired. The good thing is that everybody's healthy. No injuries, no fatalities. So we gonna be all right, man. What don't kill us make us stronger, right? So we're gonna bounce back from this. Those neighbors probably want to do some renovations that now they're gonna be able to get that insurance money, and boom, they're gonna have something nice in that driveway soon. You watch.
Yeah, they already got some nice cars over there. Luckily, dude, both their cars were in the driveway, and the way the tree landed, it only took the side, broke the side mirror a little bit on the car, but it went right through their front porch, like their huge front porch. So, yeah. But like I said, luckily they're okay. The lady that lives there is like 8.5 months pregnant. So I made a call to the township. One of my buddies is the mayor. He came over, got the tree cut up as quick as possible. But we're just waiting for PSE&G to come back to get our power back on. And I'm running a Ethernet cord to my neighbor's house right now, plugged into her modem, and I got a generator that I got to plug my computer into. So
yeah, we hear it, you guys. That's the sacrifice Nick is making. He told you guys he was back. He said he was done with his hiatus. Look at the work this man is going through to get on the show, man. I appreciate it, Nick, man. That's hard work and dedication right there. So you guys are going to hear that noise in the background. It's the humming from his generator that he's got running right now. And he's, again, plugged into an Ethernet cable from his neighbor's house because all the power is out, man. This is dedication right there. So shout outs to Nick and Breezy, man. I'm glad you guys are all right. I don't have any kind of damage or anything like that to report. I mean, all the branches and stuff fell, but, we drug them out and that's it. We got over it. Nothing really doing any damage over here. But guys, let's go through some of these formalities really quick. We're going to keep this thing rolling here. If you're a first-time watcher on the YouTube channel, we appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the show, please hit the like button and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know exactly where we're going live. You can just follow on our Twitter and our Snapchat. Those handles are nothing but 9 ERS. That is the number. Nothing but 9 ERS. We have Facebook as well as Instagram, and that is spelled all the way out with spaces in between. Nothing but Niners We have a website, guys, www.nothingbutniners.com. I'm so proud of this website. This was the first thing. This was the baby. This is what started it all, man. We're going to get back on the articles and all that, I promise you guys. But in the meantime, check it out. You can get a nice little collection of all our videos. Our podcasts are over there. We're going to get back on the fan segment because I want to get some more of those pictures up there of the faithful. You guys have got all these cool ass pictures of you guys in your masks and stuff like that. And you guys are repping during all this. You essential workers that are part of the 49er fan base, send those pictures over. You can shoot them to us in email. That email is nb9ers, nothingbutniners.com. And I'm going to put them on the spot. My man Nick is going to get those posted over there on the website because I don't know how to do that shit. Nick is going to get that taken care of. He'll get you guys up there on the website, guys. And then last but certainly not least, well, second to last, we have shopnb9ers.com. We have a bunch of great items up there. What is like 20, 25 items up there for people to go through right now. You got phones, you got phone cases. Just go check it out, man. It's pretty freaking cool. I'll be honest with you guys. And it's dope because there's more items that we can't even show yet. That's the best part. We have so much stuff that we're working on and everything, guys. We're putting in a lot of work for you guys. So make sure you guys check out that site also. It is shopnb9ers.com, or you can get to it from the nothingbutniners.com and just hit the shop tab. All right. And then also, this is what I'm going to say last here. It's going to be the fan-to-fan-network.com. This is not just for 49er fans. This is going to be for all football fans. It's going across the bottom there on the ticker, okay? fan-to-fan-network.com. You're going to see exclusive articles from us already over there. Our guy Kev is the writer. He is holding us down over there. He is writing the articles and posting them on the videos and everything. So make sure you guys go check it out, all right? Fan-to-Fan Network. Click on the teams tab, and then whatever team it is you're trying to read up on. You want to read up on how the Seahawks keep poaching 49er players. That's the place to go do it, all right? So let's go ahead and get to these topics, man. Guys, we got a lot to talk about, man. Players have been cut. Players have been signed. People have opted out. Where do y'all want to start, man? We got pressers. We got rumors. Like, what's up, man? Where do y'all want to start today?
Start with the opt-out. Let's start with the opt-out.
Okay.
Tomorrow is the league day where players have to opt out by tomorrow. So if they're going to not play in the 2020 season and they decide to opt out, tomorrow is the deadline. All right. So that's what's going on. And we have a 49er player that decided to opt out. You know, he wanted to opt out for the season, spend time with his family, things and whatnot. So that's Travis Benjamin, wide receiver Travis Benjamin. So let's talk about it, guys.
Okay. So I'll be honest with you guys. I'll go first and we'll kick it back to Nick. I didn't think that we were going to have any players opt out this year. I could be completely, when I heard the way the coach was talking, the way I heard Richard Sherman and Jimmy Garoppolo talking at their pressers, I didn't think we were going to have one. But we ended up getting just the one so far, and that's Travis Benjamin. Nick, what were your thoughts on it? Did you think, let's be honest, let's have a moment of clarity. Did you think he was going to make the roster in the first place? And Luke Bowledge, by the way, says, don't worry, you can't really hear the generator, so it's all good.
Look,
thanks for the contribution, too.
I'm going to be serious here. Like, I think that he was a guy that could have pushed Richie James. In whether it would have been a toss up who makes the roster, right? But he also threw that in, threw a little more pressure on Richie James as in to get better at what he was doing. So I like that he was here. You know, look, the thing about it is with this opt out, it's $150,000 this year, right? So he's going to be under contract next year for that same amount, or he has to pay back the $150,000. So, you know, it made sense for him? Was you know, did he feel a different way? Like, oh, I'm not going to make this team anyway, so I might as well take the guaranteed $150,000 and then give it till next year. You know, who knows what's going on with that whole situation? But, sorry,
no refunds, Luke. Sorry,
no refunds, bro. But you know, it was a long shot for him to make this team. But I think that, like I said, I think he was here for added competition. I think he would have pushed Richie James a little bit, and went from there. So, you know, it is what it is. It just opens up another chance for, you know, Richie James and obviously Trent Taylor and rookies that we have coming in. It opens up another spot for them to be able to pursue and maybe be successful in their career. So,
okay. All right.
It was definitely a long shot for him to make the squad, but I had him making the squad, believe it or not. Like I had him making the squad over Richie James. Kyle Shanahan likes a guy that can play multiple positions. This guy has played in Kyle's system before. This is a Kyle Shanahan guy. I think that the fact that he's a speedy guy, wide receiver, and can return, and I regardless of what the numbers were with Richie James and his returns, the good thing was Richie James didn't fumble the ball much. But him being injured, I really thought Travis Benjamin would have had a shot at making this squad, and I actually had him making the team. I know people think I'm crazy, but that's just me. But here's the thing, maybe he opted out because he's just not as healthy as he wants to be. So he'll take the opt out, take the 150,000, come back for 150,000 next year and play on that deal. So that's a possibility for Travis Benjamin going into the season and opting out. Go ahead, Mike.
That is an excellent point. I never connected those dots, man. Man, Breezy over there. Look, if I'm not 100%, if I don't think I'm quite back yet, need a little bit more time, let me opt out, make a little bit of bread, and guarantee at least a shot. The same shot that I would have this year, I now guarantee that I have that same shot next year. That's smart thinking right there, man. Some of those rosters. Remember, we were talking about what were some of the reasons players might opt out. If you don't think you're going to quite make the roster, you're not quite ready, right? I expected to see this from some of the undrafted guys. I expected to see them doing that, but no, guys like my dude Brock Rutter just took it on the chin and said, "Nah, I'm out. That's cool. Cut me. I don't need to opt out. What's up? I'll take my shot. I'm gonna come and get somebody else's job. Now let me stop playing." But no, that's a really good idea, man. I never thought about that, man. But no, I didn't think he was going to make it. I didn't think he was going to be on the roster when it was all said and done. Doesn't mean that I have anything against him. I just didn't think. I like the depth that we have. I like the two guys we have returning off of IR. It was just for me, it was a long shot for him to make it. And people were going to say, well, who's going to be the return guys, right? You got Richie James, who's injured. We just cut DJ Reed. We'll get to that in a second. Is Trent Taylor going to start returning punts again? Is he going to do kickoffs? He could, right? What about Brandon Ayuk? People forget that he returned also. He used to be a return man. Well, what about somebody like Dante Pettis? He's trying to work his way back into the good graces of the team, right? So there's opportunities there for people to emerge as kick returners, and I think this just makes it that much more fun. So we'll see what's going on there. All right. Any final thoughts on the opt-out session? And do you guys think we'll see any more players? Tomorrow's the deadline, like Breezy said. Do you guys think we see any more players?
Possibly, we may see Greenlaw only because he spoke about it at the very beginning when all the stuff started going down. So it's possible he may opt out due to the fact of the newborn that he will be having soon, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, you may see a couple of more players do it from the 49ers, but I think this team is coming back like 98%. Like with the players plus the new players that they added, this team is focused, man. If you've been listening to their pressers, and we'll get to that, but this team is coming back focused. So just to answer your question, you may see one and a possible more players opt out. Yeah, I'm speaking in spades. I miss spades.
One in the pop. Nick, what are your thoughts on it? And then I'm going to read after Nick speaks, we're going to read the Travis Benjamin thing. It's only right. If it was another player, we would have done the same thing. I do have his statement that he released, so I'll read that after Nick is done.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's still reports out there that Ansah passed the physical with us, so that may be somebody that comes in as well for a depth piece. So whether I like that or not, but it is. If this could all be a factor in as to the beginning of the season type move, right? Ronald Blair isn't completely 100% and isn't ready back yet, so take snaps at camp and get these snaps and just a physical chance to look at things. And we'll move into the signing and stuff like that. But I think possibly you asked if I think another guy could be signed.
No. Do you think anybody's going to opt out, not sign? Sorry.
Opt out? No, I don't think so.
I was wondering why you took it to Ansah. I'm like, wait.
My bad. I thought you said, do I think any other players will be signed? My bad.
No, you're good. But that we will get to that, though, so that's good. So hold that thought. Let me read Travis Benjamin's official statement here. This is from Agency One Sports Group, his agent. First, I would like to thank the 49ers organization for their continued support. After much consideration and discussion with my family, I have decided to opt out of the 2020 NFL season as I feel this is the best decision for my family I will continue to support my teammates and many friends around the league this season as we continue to navigate this pandemic. I wish everyone stays safe. Travis Benjamin. So that's his official. He posted that if you guys want to see it on his Twitter handle. He did that 20 hours ago, so almost a full day ago. All right, so let's keep this thing moving here, man. What's what's the next conversation that you get? Like, I'm excited, and I don't want to just like run through everything. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all want to do this, man. Is there another topic that y'all?
Let's go with the signings. All right, so we did the opt out, and let's go with the newest additions to the 49ers. But before we get to that, let's really read my man Luke's contribution. Thank you so much. He said, wasn't Dante like the best college return man ever or something? Blows my mind he hasn't gotten a shot there considering his absence from the wide receivers. You know, that's a good point. Good question as well. I'm not sure if he was the best return man ever because we got to go back to some guys that's
He
returned.
does have records though. He's got a lot of NCAA records.
Yeah, I mean, he played at Washington, but yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, he does. I'm not sure why he doesn't get that. I think he'll get it now. I think he'll get a shot at it now, especially if he wants to be on this team. And I say that because he might not be able to earn a spot as a wide receiver because there might be other wide receivers there beating him out of the wide receiver spot or whatnot. But it is possible that, and I hope he does because I'm banking on this kid. I think he's going to be a stud wherever he plays in the 49ers system. But it's possible that you may see him now due to the fact that we've lost both of our return guys, right? Richie James is not 100% ready to go. DJ Reed is off the team. Travis Benjamin is opted out like now. So, yeah, we could put Trent Taylor back there, but he's just coming back from an injury. So it's like this might be his best chance to say, hey, man, utilize my skills in this way and let's go. So I can see him being back there now.
All right. And before we transition, we got one more comment here. Nick, you want to read this one since it's all about my man Nick here?
He said, I like Nick's green screen. Nope, this is actually my backcourt. My back deck. So, good old Benji, all receiver steps in front of him. I would like Ansa too. Why not? So, yeah, but this is, look, my freezer compressor blew up. It's not working. So that's behind me. I'm trying to figure that all out now still. But got to jump on here with you guys for a little while and then get back to work on that. So.
All right. So, guys, the next topic that we're going to break down here is going to be, like you said, the signings, right? The 49ers decided to sign Dion Jordan. Here's the interesting thing about that, right? If they were choosing between three scrubs, I'm going to say it. I'm already on the ledge, right? That's fine. They were choosing between Jadeveon Clowney, reportedly anyway, Ziggy Ansah, and Dion Jordan. Now, when I say scrubs, I should be careful of how I say it because this has gotten us in trouble on this show before. I was just joking, guys. I was just joking. But these are guys who have a lot to prove. They have to. All three of them were actually first-round draft picks, and they decided to go with Dion Jordan over Ziggy Ansah, someone who has familiarity with Chris Kosuric. Ziggy Ansah had his most productive year while he was in Detroit with Ndamukong Suh and Chris Kosuric. And what's weird is all three of these guys at one point were Seahawks. All three of them. Here we go. Good job. I don't know which one of y'all did that. Y'all quick on the draw.
Yeah, man. So this is Ziggy's career stats. And I wanted to put out Ziggy's career stats because I want to see why maybe they possibly went with Jordan over Ziggy, or maybe did they go the wrong way. So ultimately, we'll find out. So just looking at the career stats, you said it, man. He played the majority of his career with Detroit under Chris. I mean, and his production was good. And then this guy was just
this is Ziggy right here, right?
This is Ziggy, correct.
Okay.
Yep. And his production was pretty good. I mean, look at him. And you see the sack numbers up there. You got 8, 7.5, 14.5. That's when people really started to notice him. Then I think in 2016, he had 2 sacks, and then it went back up in 2017. And just look at the difference. Like, look at the games where you see him start and then his production. And then when you get to his last season, I believe he was hurt a lot that last season. And then they put him on a franchise tag, I think, that season and whatnot. And then he became a free agent. He goes to Seattle, And he played in 11 games, but guess what, guys? He only started in one game, and I think that's really interesting. Really
That's
interesting.
that's a sign of injury right there, in my opinion. That's a
Okay.
sign of he's hurt, and we don't want people to know it, so we're gonna use him as a rotational guy, kind of like what we did with D Ford.
If you see me jump up, guys, it's because I think I got a Charlie horse in my calf, and I gotta get that shit out my calf. All right, so I'm just letting you. If I get erect, not down there, but
Whoa,
you know what I mean. If I, you know what
whoa!
I'm trying. All right, if you see me jump out of my seat, it's because of that. All right, because Charlie horses are a mother sucker, yo. All right, so this is Ziggy, and before we move on, if you are you cool with the stats so far, Mike?
Yeah, I got it, man. I'm looking at it right here, and it's not
So,
not too bad.
so let's just go to his combine, man. He ran a 4.63 coming out of college. What I'm not sure which pick he was in the 2013 draft, but both of these guys were in the 2013 draft. That's something to make note of. All right. I do know Jordan went number 3 to the Dolphins, but I'm not sure where Ziggy went. To Detroit. Let's see his 20-yard split, 269. His 10-yard split, 1.63. Obviously, he's a pretty strong dude. Bench press 21 reps. Vertical leap is up there. Broad jump is cool. 20-yard shuffle. Now, Tony is, or the 3-cone is where Tony just always comes up here and just enlightens me on the 3-cone.
Right.
It's a 7.11, and if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if that's good or bad. I'm gonna
Well,
be honest.
six is what you want if you're like a wide receiver, like a skill position.
Okay.
This isn't bad for a big guy.
Okay.
Not bad for a big guy.
Okay. All right, man. So thoughts on Ziggy? I mean, I know you said that he struggled in the
And by
Seattle.
the way, they were only picked 2 picks apart. One went third and one went fifth.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for clarifying that. And your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on Ziggy Ansah is I don't know the injuries in and outs. Okay. And I do know that some guys can look worse when they're playing through injury. So I don't feel like maybe it's quite fair to critique him. But prior to having to think about Ziggy Ansah, my mindset was he's lazy. He's a guy who takes a ton of plays off, and he's not motivated in football anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my take from a distance. That's not me knowing all the injury history and playing through. So, for example, when you showed that 11 games with Seattle, but only 1 start, that's telling. Remember, I said right away, that means that he was injured more than I thought he was.
Correct.
Right? But if I just looked at, he played 11 games, he only missed 5 games, and where's the production?
Exactly.
I would say he's taking a ton of plays off all the time.
Exactly. And you mentioned that a couple of shows ago because you said he played in 11 games. Like
Right.
he played in 11 games. But now we're finding out he only started one of those 11 games.
Right.
So yeah, he did play in 11 games, but maybe he played a little bit different. All right, Nick, your thoughts on Ziggy before we go ahead and talk about
the one that we actually got.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I see here is the familiarity with Chris Mostert. Ziggy, we had a lot of Niners fans over the last 2 years saying, get Ziggy, get Ziggy, get Ziggy, right? When he was a free agent. Last year, I think he was making like 9 or 10 million with incentives. And then, like you said, Mike, how much of it was he really playing through injury? Was he taking plays off because of where he was at? What was the whole situation? But if you look at his career, he has looked like that guy who takes plays off. But you know what? We don't need him as the big guy, right? We got a Bosa and we got a Ford. We got a Ronald Blair if he comes back healthy. So if he comes in here, he's coming in to spells, splits snaps with those guys that I just named. So he's not going to, if you can get 5 or 6 sacks out of him, or 3.5, 4 sacks as a backup player, he's doing his job. And he doesn't have a lot of time to take off because what he plays is his possibility of getting his numbers up for his next contract. So it could work out. It depends on how much money it is. Out of the two, like I said, when we get to talking, I think most of it has to do with the familiarity of Chris Kocurek and how he played under Chris. I think he had his best year under Chris Kocurek. And like I said, how much is he really going to have time to take off plays? Is he going to still be that same type of player when he's only getting 10 snaps a game? If that. So either way, it's something to be seen if we sign him. it's also something to be extra cautious about. But it also depends on the money. I talked about Jadeveon Clowney when we talked about him. Depends on what the money is and what he's asking for, and what is he going to do to, what is he going to do to make this team if he even makes the team, if signed.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to sign him though, but that's just my thought on it. We'll see though. They did say it was a really weird tweet, but he did pass his physical. And maybe the Niners decided to go with Deion Jordan because of salary. Like Nick just said, last year he signed that 1 year, $9 million contract. Right, he got $3 million as a signing bonus, and then it was $6 million guarantees. He ended up, I think, earning only 8 something, but that was again due to injuries. Right, he didn't play all those games. So let's talk about the guy that we ended up getting of Deion Jordan, who also was with the Seahawks and only signed a 1 year deal, but it was only worth $1 million. Listen, when we get to the combine, we're going to find out why the Niners took it. All right, we play a wide 9 front. What do you need in the wide 9?
Speed.
Coming off the edge. That's it. So when you guys step back, and I don't know if Breezy has it ready or not, but when you see the combine numbers, you're going to see exactly why the Niners took him. Now, this guy has been, all right, here we go. Y'all going to kill me for this. He's been way more consistent than Ziggy Ansah. He's been way more consistent when he played than Ziggy Ansah. He's not going to come in here and get you double-digit sacks. He's not going to. He's continually going to get you 2 or 3 sacks a season. That is it. That's all he's going to do. He's got some substance issues. You see it right there. He missed the entire 2015 season for violating the league substance abuse policy. And
he ain't got to worry about that anymore, yo. So I mean that
depends on what the substance was. But yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
If it was performance enhancing, you still have to worry about it. But if it was just a joint, then
right.
But my thoughts on it are this, man. When young guys come in, and he also has familiarity with Mostert, if I'm not mistaken. I know Mostert was in Miami at one point. I don't know if it overlapped or not, but I believe he has familiarity with him as well. So what's the pros and what's the cons? And like I said, the cons are what you see, the stats right there. Okay. Look at the game started. He's started 4 games as a first-round pick. That's scary. This guy was this is Solomon Thomas, guys. Let's just call it what it is. This is Solomon Thomas just playing from the edge. All right. That's what this is. Look at those numbers. They don't wow you. He's got 4 starts in his entire career. He's played in a total of 50 games. He's only got 10 sacks. I don't know what his pressure rates and all that stuff are. I haven't taken time to look it up. One thing I wish I had paid attention to when we had Ziggy's numbers up here were the QB hits. That's something that might be more valuable. Nick playing peekaboo. That might be something that's more valuable than
Ziggy's up there, man.
Jesus Christmas crackers. Look at that.
Ziggy's
that
up
is
there.
phenomenal. Hey, look, man, Ansah hurt still. I don't care what nobody say. That's why they picked this guy.
I mean, just going off of stats, I mean, Ziggy's the better guy. He's just the better guy. Like, just looking at the stats.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't call. Here's why the 49ers probably went with this guy. He's 1 year younger. And they feel like the youth, the youth in this, and maybe like Nick talked about the money and the contract or whatnot, is going to be, it's probably the reason why the 49ers went out and got this guy, signed him. We don't know what the deal is yet, though, so we don't know what the contract is. So we can't really say if it's a 1 year. It's probably another 1 year, or another 1 million. And again, remember, guys, these guys aren't starting. Right. These guys will be coming in as rotational pieces and as depth. And maybe they feel like this guy will be able to play that in that wide 9 much better. Because when I pull up, his numbers weren't that different.
Yes, the hell they were.
I mean,
this ain't right.
This not right. What was his 40? Because was his 40 a 4.5?
Like a 4.53.
Okay,
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but this is still faster.
It is faster. His split is faster. Everything about him is faster. His shuffle is faster. His vertical leap. He didn't do the broad jump. His vertical leap is bigger, and his 3-cone is faster.
Right.
So and Kyle is a 3-cone guy. So you know, we're gonna soon see
Let's
if
see.
he.
You pull up Ziggy Ansah's 10-yard split. Let me see his real quick. Ziggy's is faster.
Yeah.
1.6. Wait,
No, no.
1.63.
Yeah, it's 1 point. Yeah, he was faster by 2.2 seconds.
Yeah, look at that. All
And he
right,
was
what about the bench press? Go back to the other one.
he didn't do
Oh,
the bench press.
mother sucker. But then again, we're not about speed. I mean, it's not about strength off the edge. They want the speed. So I don't know, man. I think that this was the cheaper option. They're trying to keep the salary cap low. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
If you're Ziggy Ansah and I'm going to toss this to Nick, you're Ziggy Ansah, you just made $9 million. Now, albeit you were injured and you only played in 11 games, right? But you were injured, you made $9 million because of what they expect you to contribute. And Ziggy's numbers, they're there, especially in comparison to this guy. Z's probably going to come in and say, all right, guys, look, I know I played for $9 million. I'm not worth that right now. I'm coming off of an injury. Give me $4 million and I'm good. This guy just made $1 million. Who do you think that the Niners are going to bring in, knowing they're still trying to extend people?
Correct.
They're going to bring in the guy that's cheaper that you could maybe possibly get something out of, especially if it's just depth. It's just depth. And when I say depth, I'm not talking I'm going to use the word depth because it's possible. I'm not ever going to call somebody a camp body because they could make the roster. They're not there if the team doesn't think there's a chance they can make the roster. Gotcha. So everyone I'm going to refer to, you're either a starter or your depth. That's it. So this guy is a depth piece for sure. Go ahead, Nick. I did a lot of talking. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, everything you just said, I completely agree with. So there's really no sense. I already touched on Ansah and what I feel is why they brought him in here. Even gave him a physical as far as the physical, but then, obviously Dion Jordan came in probably at a lower price and also could just be saving to sign other, get extensions from. So.
Sean says, I like how Breezy positioned his head above everyone else's. Everything is faster. He just can't play safety. Oh, he just can't play. Solomon Thomas has big arms but couldn't move, Kanan. You're muted, Mike.
I said couldn't move Kanan. That's funny. Solomon Thomas, if you look at him, he looks like he's chiseled out of stone. Yeah. But the strength just doesn't show up on tape. The speed doesn't show up on tape. He was supposed to be like this physical specimen, this athletic freak, and he just never found his positioning. And that's kind of how I feel about Dion Jordan. But maybe, who knows? Maybe Kosser can get something out of him. Again, we're just going to.
It could be that they're going to go at it in camp. This can be a matchup that you guys might see where they go at it in camp. I mean, they're not gonna cut Solly because it'll cost them too much money. I don't think. I think that's what happens, right? Because
Solly's got a lot guaranteed right now. This is the last year of his contract, so I think it's fully guaranteed if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I could pull that up. There's no need for me to sit here and guess that. Let me pull that up while Nick is talking. Go ahead, Nick.
These guys are funny, man. Just reading these guys in the chats. Someone asked, what are the implications in this involving Ronald Blair? It's a good question. I just personally think this is all depth. Ronald Blair's playing on a 1-year contract. Who else did we get on a 1-year contract that's coming back off the IR? You got a bunch of guys that are coming in here that you want to be able to rotate at some point. Why? Because it's less wear and tear on your main guys. And that's the key to this whole 49ers defense. Speed, wrap and tackle, get to the quarterback. Richard Sherman even said, listen, the fact that these guys are able to get to the quarterback the way they do allows them to play the way they play. So the whole point is to get to the quarterback. And I'll say it. I'll say it once. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'll say it after that. Listen, the more we get to the quarterback, it's a wrap. And I'm not talking about just sacking the quarterback. I'm talking about forcing the quarterback to throw an incomplete pass, a ball 80 yards out of bounds, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as they're affecting the quarterback. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, sir. No, you're disrupting his footwork. Don't let him make a throw from being planted. If he's got to throw on the run, you want that. Now, there's some guys who excel at that. Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? I think Kyler Murray's really good at it. So Russell Wilson's really good at it, right? But for the most part, most of the quarterbacks that we're going to play, I understand that people always want to, try to plan for your division, right? I get that, but you play your division less than you play other teams. So I know it's 6 games, but it's just 6 games. 4 of those games we have to deal with guys who can throw very well on the run. But what about the other games that we're going to end up playing? How many of the mobile quarterbacks are the Niners going to be playing this year? It's not a lot of them. It's not a lot. There's only 5 of them in the league, so you don't have to worry about that. You want to get the guys who you can rattle in the pocket. We saw how bad Jared Goff was. Remember the first game that we played them?
Oh yeah.
Didn't he throw for less than like 80 yards or something? We had 3 games in a row where a quarterback didn't throw for 100 yards. You remember that?
Yeah, and
I think it was like 63 yards or something.
It was insane, right, Nick? Like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, and then McVay reached out to freaking Kingsbury or whatnot and was like, "Yo," and they gave him some tips. Man, get outside. Bubble screens. Get outside the pocket. And then all he did was bootleg, roll out to the right, like every time. And I was just like, if we don't stop this kid, and we did, and we won the game.
Second half adjustments, yeah, man, they work. All right, so guys, we are more than halfway through this show, and we got to get to the meat and potatoes. We call this show. No, wait, I'm sorry. Let's not jump there just yet. DJ Reed. Let's talk about DJ Reed.
Okay.
So just real quick, Goff was 13 of 24 for 78 yards that game.
One more time.
13 of 24 for 78 yards.
78. Okay, you said 60.
And one of those passes, Nick, was like a big yard gain.
Yeah.
To a tight end.
Right.
And yeah, we had sacks that totaled a minus 22 yards in that game.
Yeah.
Killed it,
His longest completion was 12 yards.
Hey, in the second game, Nick, D4 didn't play. And that's why he was able to roll out. I'm telling you right now.
That's the side
week 16, right?
Yes, sir.
That was the side he was going to.
He was going to D4 side and rolling out like he was ludicrous. Roll out. Yeah.
Roll out.
Yeah, Jared was 27 for 46, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's still bad as hell. 27 for 46?
Yeah, well, they threw a lot, but he just got a lot of yards after
he threw for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game.
That's 50%.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns and an interception.
Oh, 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry. I thought he had 3 that game. Okay.
2 touchdowns and 1 interception.
And don't forget that first game also, we were getting killed on the ground. That was a game that Kenyon Drake made an appearance.
No, that was Arizona.
That was Arizona. Never mind. Let me shut up. All right, so let's talk about this Deion Jordan. I mean, not Deion Jordan. We cut
DJ Reed,
our nickel corner, DJ Reed, and Seattle, being Seattle, swooped in and picked them up, just like they always do with players that show some signs of life from the 49ers, right? And was this an information move? Did they take him for information? They know he's injured. They know he can't play. Now, John Lynch did say we don't think that we were going to get him back until around November. They also said that Quan Alexander is done for the year. Alexander, I am sure, is going to refer DJ Reed to the same doctors that got him back in just 7 weeks. Okay? So there's a big, big chance that we could see DJ Reed in Seattle for both games. Are you guys worried about it, number one?
No.
And then number two, do you think that they grabbed him just for information? Let's talk about it.
Nick, you go first.
Look, I don't even think he comes back this season, to be honest with you. Quan, you got to think about it. Quan came back for one of the biggest games, of the year. And also re-injured himself and had to have surgery again in this offseason. So DJ Reed, I don't think has the same type of work ethic as Quan. I'm not testing his work ethic or his ability, but that's a hard injury to come back from, right? And to me, look, I don't know. I don't want to talk bad about DJ Reed because we've had him on our show, so I don't want to talk too bad about him. But it is what it is right now, right? We have one of the best DBs in the game in K'Wan Williams. If he stays healthy, DJ Reed doesn't even touch the field anyway. So, this is more of a, Seattle type move, is trying to learn a little bit of something about the 49ers offense or guys or the movements and things like that. I don't even think he comes back this year and sees anything. And we should all be used to this as Niners fans. Seattle always picks up anything we cut. So it was to be seen, right? Obviously, they've had a couple players and defensive backs opt out, so this could be a way of them saying, "Oh, well, if he comes back earlier in the season, it's a possibility it could be 7 weeks, but it's a chance that they're going to take." So we'll see.
Yeah, the difference between DJ and Quan Alexander is Quan's a different type of specimen. All right, this guy willed himself back. His energy was so bubbly inside his body. He said, "I'm gonna find a way to rejuvenate, reheal, and replay, and then get re-injured." Like so, like Quan willed himself back together. And I'm not saying that DJ Reed doesn't have that same type of capability, but they just play different positions. And for me, kudos to DJ Reed. Big up to you, man. Congratulations. You're now a Seattle Seahawk. We can now go against you and whip that tail. But here's the thing. I just think this is an informational thing, guys. This is nothing more. This is what Seattle does. This is what Pete Carroll's old school. Okay, he's old school, man. This is how old school guys get down. Oh, you cut that player? No problem. I'm gonna go snatch him up so I can pick his brain and make him and use him and utilize some of that so I can get, having an advantage. They can't videotape practices, Patriots, but they can go ahead and pick up players or whatnot and try to pick their brain. So I think that's what's going to happen because like Nick said, I don't think he's going to play this year. If he does, more power to him and good luck. But I just think this is strictly informational, guys. This is just Seattle can try to have not an advantage, but just some more information on what the heck Kyle's going to do. Not knowing that Kyle's changing it up.
Yeah, Kyle's got some new toys to play with that he's going to implement, and it's not going to matter what you get from him as far as information goes. I'll tell you what, though. The good thing is if he was not claimed, he would have reverted back to the 49ers roster, and that he was a drafted guy. He is someone that this team drafted. They would have had to still pay that salary. They don't have to do that anymore, from my understanding. Now, how much of it we're not responsible for, that I don't know. But he never officially made the week 1 roster, so I can't imagine that we're responsible for much of it, if anything at all. So I think Seattle's going to have to take the brunt of that. It was $750,000, if I'm not mistaken. Nick had those numbers before the show started. I think it was $750,000. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, but
$750,000.
So that's some cap relief right there. That's a little bit of cap relief, and hey, Kittle, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. All right. Here's the question though: who is the Sharks' backup now? That's the question at hand now. How does this affect the DB room?
So we got some undrafted guys. All right. And this is a chance for, Kyle likes the undrafted guys. This is a chance for them to go out there and make a hay for themselves. And we got one of those safeties from Alabama that I like. And this might be a way where he can play nickelback. Because he played cornerback as well. Also, and I know you guys don't really want me to talk about this, but there is a possibility that we use Emmanuel Mosley as the emergency guy to back up the Shark. All right. And because he can also play nickel. All right. And he can also start. But I think that all depends on how well Kello plays in camp, how well he does in this little training camp. And if Kello comes out there looking like a starting cornerback, I can see that happening. And Emmanuel Mosley moving around, like rotating, which is cool because now he's going to be playing. You're going to have like a great guy playing multiple positions in the DB zone. You know what I'm saying? So I could see that happening.
Go ahead, Nick.
Look, there's 2 names you got to watch out for that can both play the slot. Tim Harris and Jason Verrett. Both those guys can both play the backup nickel spot. So
Verrett can play nickel?
Yeah, Verrett played nickel in San Diego at times.
All right. I didn't watch him that closely, so I won't pretend to know. I won't pretend to know. That was a sincere question, not trying to refute at all. I don't know. I didn't know that he played nickel. That's very interesting. Now all of a sudden his 1-year contract starting to look like it's going to pay some dividends for us if needed in the pinch. Hopefully it's not how it looked in,
Because I mean, you go through our our cornerbacks, right? You got Akello, Kwan, Jason Verrett, Jamar Taylor, Sherman, Mosley, Dante Johnson, Tim Harris, and DeMarcus Acey.
Which one is the shortest of all of those guys? Is it AC?
The shortest is
No, AC is
Kwan
not.
Williams, and
Yeah.
then Jason Verrett is 5'10".
Yeah.
All right, so then yeah, I'm putting Verrett in the slot. Oh, sugar honey iced tea. No, we're not. Oh my God, it just hit me. You know who our slot nickel's gonna be in the pinch? If Williams isn't there, y'all know who it's gonna be. It's Ward. Oh my God.
I don't think so.
Yes,
Huh?
yes, it's Jimmy freaking
And
Ward.
then,
I don't
and then
think
you
so.
put Tavarius Moore back there with Jaquaski Tart. Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, the only reason I say that is because Jimmy signed his contract and his extension here to play safety, and that he made that awfully clear when
Yeah.
he said that
And
on
they
his
lost-
interview
Yeah.
that the reason I signed here is because they're keeping me at safety, and that's where I want to play.
Yeah, we also lost the Super Bowl, and I'm sure he wants a ring. And he might have to just do he might have to do something different.
Right, but when you have other guys that can fill in, they're not going to move you from your starting position and move back when they're
Not when you have other guys I'm not saying that Jimmy is going to start there. I'm just saying if K1 goes down, where would the 49ers be weakest? If we have a better guy that can play safety, you're going to put Jimmy, who is strong at that position. You get what I'm saying? I think that's where it will revert to. Like if K1 goes down, Jimmy, listen, I know we got other guys that could play it, but no one's going to play it better than you. So how about you go there and we'll take the hit. We'll move somebody that's pretty strong at your position. I'm sure he wouldn't say no in a situation like that when we're talking team ball. I understand contract, but he got the contract. Now we're talking about, we trying to win a championship. It's all about that mindset, man. Richard Sherman talked about it last night, man. It's all about having that mindset. And he said that the 49ers have it. And then Fred Warner backed it up. And it's funny how the defensive players have the mindset, but the offensive players, I can't wait till we get to that. All right, go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right, man. But it's really cool, and I'm gonna agree with Breezy. You guys got to remember that John Lynch said in his very first year here, we want the best 11 players on the field at the same time. Positions be damned. We cross-train these guys all for a reason. They said that, and so I'm not saying like what's more of a gamble, putting Moore at safety and Ward at nickel, or keeping Ward at safety and then putting an unknown. In my eyes, unknown, and Verrett.
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I just think that if you know that Ward can play nickel, like locked down, he's really, really good, and he's physical. He's going to bring that same physicality that Williams brings. Williams is fearless in there, bro. And I'll be honest with you, not for nothing, Ward has better feet than Williams does. He does. That's why I was pounding the table for him 2 seasons ago, to move to the nickel position. Remember? I was like, that was like my little campaign. I want him to win it. But it's cool. He didn't win it. It's fine. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully we don't get there, knock on wood, we don't get there where we have to see those guys in there, though. Let these 11 play, and hopefully they all stay healthy. All right, so let's get to these pressers from today. I think that's all we have left.
Yeah.
We got about 12 minutes left of the show. It's perfect timing here. Let's start with the defensive side of the ball. I know Fred Warner spoke today, and so did the man.
Mostert.
So did Raheem Mostert. Let's start with Fred Warner, since we were talking about the defensive mindset. What were you guys' takeaways, if you got a chance to watch it? What were your takeaways from Fred Warner? And listen, man, I try not to say this on the air, but I'm going to say it now, man. I really wish our beat writers asked more personable questions.
Yeah.
They ask every single player they see, how'd you adjust to the COVID training? It's the same answer for every player. You don't have to ask every one of those players that same exact question,
But Warner did elaborate a little bit more on it. If you're talking about the question Tracy asked, she asked the same thing to Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo talked about, they had to do some type of questionnaire. And then today, Warner, I was in the shower listening to it, and I asked the same thing you just said on air. Like, why is she asking the same question? But then it was cool because Fred Warner gave like slightly a differentiated answer. You know what I'm saying? He started with the questionnaire, then was like, oh, we started like when we first started before this Corona stuff, we would just show up and park, whatever, whatnot. And now we got to go through this thing. We got to go through the fever check. We got to go through this. But it's relatively the same answer. So yes, they need to come up with some different questions. I totally agree. That's why I like Grant Cohn's question. Grant Cohn asked the question that was pretty cool, and I know people were like, blah blah blah, and I think it was to Mostert. So, but I like Fred Warner's presser, man. Listen, he's a confident dude too. He's like a confident guy because they asked him, "Yo, man, you were number 70. Did you expect to be on there?" Hell yeah, I expected to be on there like that. The way I felt like the way I played, I should have been on there. Probably thought it should have been higher. That's great coming from a guy going into what his third year. Is he going into his third? He's not going into his third year. Wow. I'm done. Wow.
So Nick, I know you got a lot going on over there. Did you get a chance to peep the pressers today?
I did not. I did get a chance to watch Jimmy Garoppolo's like on and off because my service kept going in and out. So I didn't get the whole thing with Fred Warner, and I didn't get Raheem Mostert. I did watch Jimmy Garoppolo's and Richard Sherman's today. Okay. And I couldn't, when they were live, I couldn't get on the internet. So it hasn't been posted other than that yet. So.
Yeah. All right. So then it's cool. We're going to keep this thing moving though. But did we discuss Richard Sherman and Jimmy Garoppolo's on the last show? Have we done a show since that one?
Yeah, we did discuss their pressers, I thought we did. Maybe we didn't.
Because we talked so much in the text and everything that I'm not sure, but I don't really have any.
No, because they just came out yesterday. We haven't had a show since.
Oh, you're right. You are absolutely right. All right. So then, Nick, what were your takeaways from the ones that you did see then from Jimmy? I don't know if you have any main takeaways or anything like that.
The biggest takeaway, was one of the last questions that was asked about, since Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been available for any, interviews and things like that, they asked him about the Tom Brady thing. How did you feel when the 49ers were stated they were interested in Tom Brady or had talks with him? And, basically he said, look, I know what I am capable of doing. I know where I need to be. I know how to get there. I'm confident in myself, and it's a business. So he handled that question really well. And then other than that, the question Grant Cohn asked was about Jimmy Garoppolo's knee at this time last year. And Jimmy Garoppolo said, look, I haven't really thought about my knee since last year, but I'm way further along than I was last year at this time. And I have a 16-game season under my belt, so I'm ready to go. And then that was pretty much other questions of that was, COVID stuff. How did you, I bought a new gym set. That's a good sign of it. I bought a new gym set at home. They asked about the rookies and said, look, rookies look good. There's a lot of speed on this offense. I really like that. And, we have to move these guys on along further than normal, but we'll get there. And he said the first day of walkthroughs was like a regular practice, like fast and upbeat. So that's a good sign. They were my three biggest takeaways.
Yeah, one of the things that Jimmy said that I kind of liked, he insinuated, I don't have the exact quote, but he was talking about how he had a chance to work with the wide receivers a little bit more this offseason because he didn't have to worry about rehabbing so much. We talked about Dante Pettis earlier in the show, and I think one of the biggest things was that he never got a chance to really build a rapport with Jimmy. Dante Pettis, as much as we killed him, he was active all those games, and he took snaps. He just didn't get many targets. You know what I mean? Like once week 5 or 6 rolled around, that was pretty much the end of the Pettis thing, and so I hope that they actually got a chance to work together and get some experience. But I do want to spend the last 5 or 6 minutes talking about our guy, Raheem Mostert. The reason we named this show, He Is I and I Am Him, is because he was asked a question, and that man just went out there and put it all on the table. I am the 49ers starting running back.
Mm-hmm.
That man has never started a single game at running back, and he came out and said, I am the 49ers starting running back.
I got
right now. I saw
him and Kendrick Bourne are my favorite players. Kendrick Bourne said he's starting at wide receiver, and this kid is saying he's starting at running back. And you know what? I can see it. And when he said that, I said to myself, "What? Wait a minute. What did I miss? Hold up. You know what I'm saying? Because, Matt Mayoko asked, I heard you say that Jude is starting running back. And he didn't retract from it. He said, listen, if I don't see myself as a starter, no one else will. Basically, that's how he summed it up. So I'm going to go out there in my mind, and I'm going to believe that every time I get the ball, I'm going to be the starting running back. And he said, listen, everybody in this organization has been a starting running back. Coleman, he said Juice started at running back. So why can't I? Like, why not me? So he said he even mentioned Jeff Wilson Jr. He mentioned every running back that's played on the 49ers as a starting running back. So his mindset for that was so dope, yo. And I'm saying to myself, it's going to be a problem for these defenses. Not only that, and I'll let you guys take the show out, I just love the fact, the way he broke down. He said, listen, man, regardless if we came to an agreement or not, I was coming back as a 49er. Now, that does not mean Kyle Shanahan would have played him, but he said he was coming back. He was like, he's happy. And they asked him, they said, listen, who did you speak to? I spoke to Kyle, and I spoke to John Lynch. And I just want, he said, when I spoke to Kyle, we just all wanted to make sure we was just, speaking the same language, talking the same talk, blah, blah, or whatnot. Kudos to that man. Kudos to the 49ers for getting something done, getting his numbers retracted. This guy wants to play football. He wants to play football so much, he convinced his wife, I think he's about to give birth, right? Like, she's about to have a new baby.
She's due in September, and he said that she told him, don't worry about it, I got this.
Yo. That's my point. Like, oh my God, y'all gotta be excited for this fella, yo. Y'all gotta be. One thing I do want to add, that mother, he's a country bumpkin, boy. If you listen to him talk, boy, he's straight from the country, man. But yeah, man, kudos, man. I'm excited, Nick. You didn't get to see it, but just go off of my excitement, bro. Like, this kid is ready to ball the freak out. He's ready to ball out. That's exciting, yo. Oh, they also asked him, about the blocking. Before they finished the question, Nick, he had you know how I cut y'all off? He cut the beat writers off. They was like, so how's the block? Yo, the blocking is gonna be faster. I'm gonna be out. Like, yo, you just gotta watch. I'm getting amped up. I'm gonna go on mute because I'm getting amped.
Yeah, and more to the blocking, so Nick can speak. He said that because they were talking about bigger people out there. So obviously Trent Williams is much bigger than Joe Staley was. And so he was saying the bigger bodies can, probably get two guys at a time instead of just one. So that's just less that I have to worry about. So he was excited about that. So Nick, based off of what we're saying so far, we've heard that his wife does not want him coming back to Cleveland while she has the baby. She doesn't want to put the baby at risk. He was like, well, whatever you want is what I'm going to do. And she basically was the one saying, go and get this. Go and get that money. He was talking about another player who has a 1-year-old also, where Gunner and the other player's child was born around the same time. And he was saying that, it's going to be hard to be away from him, but we're the breadwinners in the family. We have to go out here and we have to get it, because if we leave and we come back, we have to quarantine for a certain amount of time. And those are game checks. We remember his contract. Now, I don't know how it is since it's been reworked, but remember, he had a $250,000 per game type of thing. Something like that. You know what I mean? So if you have to quarantine for 2 weeks, you're missing 2 games. That's $500,000 that you're not getting. His wife said, no, don't worry about it. Go take care of that. If I need you, I'll let you know. And he was, all right, let's get it. And Nick, people were on, this is the question I had. When you hear a guy who has never started a game for the 49ers or in any team as a running back say, I am the starter, is that cocky? Is it confidence? Or is it both? And how do you feel about it? Because I saw a lot of Twitter saying, oh, he's too cocky. Oh, he's arrogant now. Look at this. He had one good stretch of games, and now he's thinking. How did you take that? Just hearing it from us. I know you didn't get to hear his words, but hearing it from us, how did you take that?
All right, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here, but I'm going to be the Debbie Downer because, Mike, you say this all the time about players. This is the way they're supposed to talk. This is what they're supposed to say. They're supposed to be confident in the way that they play. Why is it any different from what Raheem being confident compared to any other player being confident and you saying, well, that's the way they're supposed to be? They're not going to come out here and say they're not the starter. They have to have that mindset. And Raheem Mostert did start a game. He started against the Green Bay Packers in an NFC Championship game. He was the starter. So
sugar honey iced tea. I'm talking about regular season. Big ass cricket.
okay, well, he was a starter in one of the biggest games of the season. So look, this is the way he's supposed to act. This is the way he's supposed to talk, especially when he goes out and requests the trade. He's got to come back and be that confident and say, I'm going to be the starter. I'm the starter, right? And every player in the backfield should be saying that. Tevin Coleman, Jeff Wilson Jr., Jerick McKinnon, Raheem Mostert. They should all be saying, I'm the starter, you know? But when it comes down to it, you know Raheem is going to be a team player, and they're all going to support each other. That running back room is really, really tight. And they're going to support each other no matter whoever takes the first snap compared to who takes the last snap. When they're hot, they're hot. They're going to play.
And for the record, he did not start any of those playoff games. I'm looking at it right now. He didn't start.
Yeah, he didn't start.
He had 29 carries in that game against Green Bay, but he was not the starter. Even the Super Bowl, he didn't start.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that the starter is just the first guy out there on the field. He was never a starter.
Breezy.
You know,
I could have swore he was the first running back on the field.
No, Tevin Coleman started. It's
I'm
just
looking at
that
it
then
right
remember Kyle went with the hot guy after a while. And then once Mostert got that big third and 17 run, it was a wrap. Like that was it. And then he just realized he could run all over this defense. Yeah, man.
All right. Well, I'll go back to like I said before. A starter in Kyle Shanahan's system is not a starter. So I don't look at it that way. I mean, Raheem Mostert played almost every other snap in that game other than what? 10, if that?
No,
Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more because we ran the ball a hell of a lot in Green Bay when we played against, well, not in Green Bay, but when we played the NFC Championship game because they couldn't stop them. So, but either way, I told you before, starters in Kyle Shanahan's system is just depending on the formation that he comes out in. So you could have Kendrick Bourne start and then only see 3 or 4 more snaps the rest of the game. You know, same thing with Tevin Coleman and Raheem Mostert and whoever it is. But look, the guy's supposed to be confident as hell. And he needs to be confident as hell with him finagling the 49ers the way that he did.
He didn't finagle them. Come on, bro. That was that.
I'm saying, like, you know, Mike, you've said this on this show, and I don't understand why it's not the same with Raheem Mostert. You talk about how guys have to prove more than what they do to get a big contract. We've had these discussions, and it's always different for Raheem Mostert.
It's different because he's not asking for a big contract. Like it's not what I don't.
But no. What I'm saying is, Mike said before, anytime a player demands a trade, get them off the team. They don't want to be here, and it's totally different with Raheem Mostert.
Because Raheem Mostert met with the team and said, "Hey, listen, guys, I don't really want to trade. This is just
right." But I'm saying before all that, you were saying pay the guy, give him his guarantees, do this, do that, and it was somebody else. It's get rid of him. He doesn't want to be here.
The only other person that did it was Robbie Gould, and Robbie Gould had a fully guaranteed contract. Raheem Mostert didn't have anything guaranteed.
You did it with Bowman.
Okay, and I saw what Bowman was doing way before. I was on the Bowman's not going to be here train in preseason.
No, I'm saying we were both on that, but the player requested a trade, and we were like, well, get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like, you know, Raheem Mostert had a hell of a season last year, right? But there's also reason as to why he fits in the system, as to why he didn't do anything in the 6 other schemes that he was in or have the opportunity. So he had it in, you know, if it wasn't for Chip Kelly, he's not even a Kyle Shanahan guy. If it wasn't for Chip Kelly who brought Mostert here, he would have never had that opportunity here either. He made the most and best of his opportunity. Not saying that he didn't.
He made the Mostert of it.
He did make the Mostert of it. Right? But, you know, look, he's supposed to be that confident. And it's good to see that he's that confident. Does it make me crazy excited about what he's going to do? No. Because there's other guys on this team that you don't even know what they're going to do.
Right.
Jerick McKinnon could come out this year and be the Raheem Mostert of last year, and Mostert barely gets any snaps. We don't know what's going to happen.
I like that take. I like that. Is that an official prediction?
That's a prediction. I think Jerick McKinnon blows up this year in the Niners offense.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna see, man. I like the confidence, man. I like it a lot. I feel like he could have said something along the lines of, whenever they call my number, I'm gonna be ready. I'm preparing as if I'm gonna get 25 plus. And he did at one point say, I'm expecting or I'm preparing to get 20 carries a game.
Yep.
He talked about
He said
bulking
he
up.
could be. Yeah. He
Right.
said he could get 26 carries a game. That's
Right.
exactly what he said. He said that's why he was trying to bulk up. He's like, he wasn't trying to gain a lot of weight, but he was
Right.
preparing to be the starting running back. Like
Right.
that, he
More
was
muscle
alluding
and
to that.
stamina, endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Breezy. Go ahead. We're gonna wrap this up.
That was it. That was it, man. Listen, man. Look, Nick, whatever y'all want to say, confident it was, and confident it should be. Not every player is gonna be like that. Ain't no rookie right now coming into on this team saying I'm gonna be the starter. I don't hear Brandon Ayuk saying that. He better not.
He going to be though, but that's a different.
Oh, no
story.
doubt. But my point is, it's different.
Right.
For a guy that showed he could prove himself. All right, Nick said it is a reason why he didn't get a chance. He didn't do it in any of the other 6 teams. You're absolutely right. It's possible he had the opportunity. It's possible that other guys were ahead of him and they just didn't. He didn't fit their styles of offense, and then he comes into this style, to this zone scheme, wide run, whatever, and he just fits it. Look, he showed that he can work, and that is what's going to give him his confidence. And I want this guy to have all the confidence in the world, because at the end of the day, when he gets that rock, if Mostert stops doing what he does, you guys are going to give him hell. I could feel it. So you want him to have all the confidence in the world, whether he starts, whether he comes in at the number 2. I know Nick's definition of starting is what it is in this system, because it is like that. You start a game and then you don't see the next 20 plays or whatever or whatnot. But I get where you're coming from, Nick. I just think he's uber confident, and I want that. And I bet the offensive line better be confident. We get it from the defensive players. Listen, the defensive players feel like they can't be beat. They better feel that way. Even if it happened, they better shake it off and get out there and make the next play. I think that's what Mostert is going to do, because, I'm just glad he spoke, because I'm so not used to hearing him speak. And I'm so glad that he spoke on how confident he was. And the fact that he said he was the starter just summed it up for me, because that doesn't mean I don't think Tevin Coleman is still not going to start. The fact that he said that is going to make the other people in the room say, okay, I'll see you in camp, my dude. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Well, and that's what it does. And I'm not taking anything away from Mostert. I think he said all the right things and the things that he should say. And he should be confident, right? He just had a hell of a Super Bowl, a hell of an NFC Championship game, and a hell of a season. That's not taking anything away from Mostert, right? But guess what? It doesn't get easier from here. You got guys that are coming back that are healthy. Guys that want it just as bad as him. So that's all I'm saying. The best thing about this whole thing is all of our running backs are confident in what they can do, and they're going to work together no matter what. And to be frank with you, I don't care who's back there. As long as they're doing their job and we're scoring touchdowns and we're winning football games, I could give a shit if it's Mostert, Wilson, McKinnon. I could care less as long as we're winning. I'm not a team player. I'm not a player-specific guy on the 49ers. I'm a 49ers fan. So whatever it takes for us to win, I don't give a shit who's back there. But I want all of them to be confident. I want all of them to compete against each other through in and throughout, because that only makes each other better. So that's what I care about.
And I think that surmises everything that we're saying. That is great. They're all competitors. They're all going to compete. And listen, you know how we talk about locker room, bulletin board material, right? This team said this about us. Post that in the locker room. I can promise you that they do that amongst themselves. Oh, Raheem think he's going to be the guy getting 20 carries? Watch this. Just like what Breezy was saying. So that's going to do it for us, man. What a phenomenal.
Think how so dope that is. Not to cut you off. Think about how dope that is, though, right? You like Nick. Just think about that. So Jet comes in the game. Oh, this dude just bust off a 13-yard run. Psh, watch this. 20-yard run. What? 20-yard? Now Tevin Coleman is like, man, this 3-yard shit ain't gonna work for me no more, yo. And then he busts out with a run. Like, that's the yo. Can you imagine if we come in with a train of running backs that are just punching them, smashing them? Yo, it's gonna be crazy.
Look, I just look. So I'm gonna bring up this comment, right? So Wang Chun says Mostert kicks ass no matter what this dude says. I have never once doubted what Mostert says, right? So I'm gonna just touch on this, right? But you also got to remember this: How many people were excited for Breida the year before and what he was going to bring the next year and completely fluked?
No, he
And
didn't fluke. Breida didn't fluke. Breida still averaged over 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, Breida
Right.
was running. He just got
But
hurt.
he also didn't get as many opportunities this year because of Mostert's ability to jump up and do what he's doing.
Plus the
Right?
injury, Nick. You got to factor in his injury, and then when he came back, he just couldn't hold on to the ball, or whatnot.
Mhm.
So, it was,
Well, he had 3 fumbles all year. That's not a lot for a running back. So, there was something
but,
else.
he
Like,
also didn't play all year. So if imagine if he played and that number multiplied times 4. You know what I'm saying?
And then
Like,
those are fumbles lost also, not just fumbles in general. He had a pass off his hands that was intercepted and stuff like there's a bunch of stuff, but we know that look at me. Breida was still really good. There was a reason people were excited.
Breida was my favorite running back in the group.
he was
And
fast, you know.
And, I'm not anti any of our guys that are in the back. Like I said, do your job, get it done, win football games, and win a Super Bowl. That's all I care about.
Matt Breida, the fastest running back fastest player in the NFL.
He was fast, yo.
He
was so fast, they called him Breida the Cheetah. That didn't come from us. That came from NFL Network.
Fastest player in the NFL. Not just 1 year. It wasn't a fluke.
Right. Back to back. Yeah, I remember that, yo.
You guys can sit here and talk about Tyreek Hill all you want. He ain't doing it. Matt Breida was doing it. So we got to put some respect on Breida's name too. Anybody hating on Breida, man, y'all got to question yourselves. I was excited for Breida too. I was. So it is what it is. But guys, this has been a phenomenal show. I'm going to give it to you guys for final thoughts. I wish Spoon and Pettis had that same determination and grit. Hey, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think Pettis has it. And I think Spoon is super confident in his ability, but sometimes overconfidence can hurt you.
I think they're the same player playing on different sides of the ball. I think they have the same mindset. And I think that have you not seen how competition diminishes it diminishes their play? Competition diminishes their play, guys. Like, let's keep it 100. That's what happens, yo. I know I gotta go, but like, godly, like, think about it. So and that's why I like this comment, Khalil. Thank you so much for the contribution. But you're right, yo. I wish they did have that determination. Well, you know what? I don't think determination and grit is what they're lacking. I think they have the determination. I think they have the grit. It's just it's a mindset it's a competitive, it's something about competitiveness that they lack. So let's just say it's us three, right? And I'm usually a fallback guy. So Mike might be strong, Nick is strong, and I'm just gonna fall back. Because I don't like competition to a way to where it feels like we just got to battle all the daggone time. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that they just taking a back seat, and that is diminishing their play, and that is why I said that they're the same on the opposite sides of the field. They're the same. They have the same mindset. They need to figure that out. They need to be competitive, and I'm hoping. With the wide receiver group, I'm hoping the fact that Dante is now getting the chemistry with his quarterback. I'm hoping on the defensive side that Akella Witherspoon is now getting the runs because a guy just came in and took his spot, like, straight up. So I'm hoping, like, they're building that competitive gene to where, hey guys, this is what it is. It's going to be like this for the rest of our career if we stay in San Francisco. So we better get on the train now.
Yep.
All right, Nick, any final thoughts from you, brother?
Nah, man, everybody stay safe out there. Wear a mask when you're out in public. Social distance if you can, guys. We got to work together to get this shit over with. And other than that, man, go Niners. I'm good.
Yeah, man, and my final thoughts are going to echo the same thing that Nick and Breezy just said. Team, and be safe out there. I'm not going to belabor in the moment. I got a patient I got to go get to. So, yeah, that's going to do it for us here, man. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. And Breezy, I do got to say one thing, man. I am competitive, man. One day we're going to have a comment challenge between the three of us or four, whoever's on here with us.
I won't win those, yo. I'm competitive too. I don't know, man. I'm different, but I'm very competitive, yo. Like, just because my competitive leads to a lot of different stuff, like rowdiness and curse words. So I'm trying to be different, man. I'm trying to be different. So that's why I choose to just take the back seat and just, you know what I'm saying? I'll ride, I don't mind.
All right, it's all good though, man. It really, really is. It's all good. I'm not joking when I say that. It is all good, man. This is going to be a fun year. We have a lot of stuff to get to, man. I'm excited about what's coming up on the show. I'm excited about what's coming up on our website. I'm excited about the upcoming season, the pending season. Hopefully, again, knock on some wood, this season can go ahead and get started. They're saying that they don't think baseball is going to finish the season now, but basketball is still thriving. So we're going to see how it all shakes out. We don't really know what's going to happen, but I tell you what, we're going to be here for every step of the way. Nothing but Niners is going to be here. So you guys make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button. Find somebody, guys. There's 270 of y'all watching right now live. Find somebody who doesn't watch this show and tell them about it. All right. We still have that 10,000 subscriber giveaway. 3 people, not just one. 3 people are going to get whatever they want. Any piece of 49ers apparel. Probably should set a limit on this, right?
We should say anything from the Nothing But Niners thing. That's what we should say.
Okay. Well, see, I was gonna do like if they wanted a jersey also. I was willing to give
We
away.
could make jerseys.
So, can we? Can we do jerseys on there? Let me find out.
Nick, the creator over there, yo. Like,
yeah, Nick been throwing some stuff together. Okay,
you know what I'm
let's
saying?
we're gonna figure it out though. But
Also, guys, Mike, don't forget, guys, go over and flood the FTFN network on Twitch, because we need to have all our Niner fans on there as well.
Yes.
Showing and representing. So go flood the Twitch.
I've been forgetting to tell them about this. So, guys, a lot of people were asking if we were ever going to go live during games, like a watch party type of thing. When we do our watch parties, they will be over there. That is where the watch parties are going to be. So you guys have to make sure you guys subscribe over there. I know we did one on Hot Mic, and maybe we'll do some more of those, but FTFN is going to be the network that is broadcasting it for us. So you guys make sure you get over there and you're subscribed, like you said, on Twitch, FTFN or Fan to Fan Network. I don't remember how they have it spelled out over there on Twitch, but it's one of those things. So make sure you guys are subscribed over there. And we're going to see you guys on the other side. That's going to do it for us here today, man. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful, y'all. Peace.
We out of here. Peace.